back.
We're back.
And this is going to be a great breakdown, great show.
Man, we love doing these.
Listen, the cop
and the con.
31 years law enforcement experience, retired as a chief, and I'm pretty proud of that.
I'm proud of that.
What do you got, Dave?
Oh, a lot of years, and I retired
from
at the top of the food chain. I mean, at the bottom of the food chain.
The DOC.
Hey, baby. Woo!
And reformed.
Reformed, con.
Yeah. So listen, what we're going to do is we're going to break down a lot of these crime videos, but also social media videos. And this next one, I had the chance to review it, and I think the con here is going to be pretty pissed off. And to be quite honest with you, I didn't like it either, because you will see here in just a little bit. But let's break this down. If you haven't seen it, we're going to talk about it, and we are going to just let you know our thoughts and break this thing down. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's ride.
Okay, so he's photo pharmacy, CVS, Walgreens. Oh.
There's no sound at the beginning. It starts up here in just a little bit.
He's at a drugstore. It's probably CVS.
What's going on with you? ID card. Something with your name on it. 693 Central.
That's my ride. I'm going to go ahead and go.
No, you're not. Can you start me now?
Okay,
so he's sitting here. I mean, it picks up, it says ID card. He says something. What did he say? Something, sir.
He said, I'm supposed to be here. I'm allowed to be here.
I'm allowed to be here, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's allowed to be there.
So law enforcement officers, when they see somebody at a time and day and a place where they feel it could be
shady,
potential, we call
it
loitering, trespass, but he's got a few indicators here, but.
Yeah, but my kids wear hoods walking down the road at 100 degrees.
And this is a place of business, and you'll see
public park
a little bit more.
Park bench, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man.
Please.
I didn't break any laws. I didn't break any laws, sir.
The kid knows what he's talking about, right? I didn't break any law, man.
Well, he told him he was supposed to be here, so he hasn't broken any laws.
Stop, dude. You can make an emergency, please.
Whoa!
What does he got here? He's got the taser.
He's already pulled a taser.
He brings a taser up.
Now, Tim, is that right that the kid stood up? Did that put him on alert, though? I mean, he said I didn't break any laws. He kind of stood up.
Yeah, but you know what?
He could have de-escalated a little better.
In law enforcement, you have use of force continuum, right? So in order to get the taser out, in my agency, it was a level 4. You need some sort of resistance. By him sitting, right now you're basically in interview. You're in interview mode. This kid is basically not.
He's called him sir and been polite. I will say that.
He's not resisting. He's just like, hey, it's time for me to go, man. My ride's there.
Here.
Yeah. So let's break this down a little further.
Whoa! What did he just say? I work here. That's why he said I'm supposed to be here.
I work here. I just got off work.
The lights are still on in the store. Well, that might be it.
Yeah. But the thing is,
he works there.
Dispel his concern that, hey, this is.
I'm supposed to be legit. Here. I work
Dude,
here.
You're gonna get tased.
Dang, he's got the red light on him.
Turn around. Stand up and turn around.
I work here.
Put your hands behind your back. Don't move.
Full compliance at this point. Even though he's
irritated. Obviously, just got off work probably, and he's ready to just sitting there. His ride's there.
Packed some groceries all day, and probably filled out a few prescriptions.
Maybe
is it prescriptions?
Prescriptions. Shake a pill bottle in some areas. It's a mating call. You know what I'm saying?
You move.
In your world, Dave, is that a mating call?
Park I grew up in, shake a pill bottle.
I got me some pills.
Okay, now.
Moving your hands.
Real quick, Dave, have you ever been handcuffed?
Yeah. Many times.
I've applied handcuffs. Listen, unless you've been cuffed and you're new to this business, it's not easy getting your hands around to the back. And
especially for a fellow like myself.
Yeah, you're a little bit.
I mean, and I got some broad shoulders.
What do they call that? Swole?
Husky. My mom says I'm a husky. Man.
Getting someone's hands around to their back is not.
Well, he's complying though. This cop's kind of being.
I know.
He
said, "Don't move. Don't do this. Don't do that." Come on, man.
The cop's being a jerk already.
Come on, man.
I want to see how this goes.
You know what's going through his mind right now. It's like,
693 Central. I got one detained.
Detained him for what?
If I have the channel, you can clear it.
kid's sitting there. He's thinking, how did I get myself in this position?
There's my ride. I'm just sitting over here. I just got off work, and this douchebag, Lord forgive me, just shows up and puts me in handcuffs. I mean, what did the kid do but say, hey, my ride's here, I work here?
And he dispelled his concern for the reason being there. He had a legit reason to be there.
Who is that? Is that person related to you?
No, that's my lift. Can you just let him know that it's
Dude,
it's $40.
I asked. Okay,
Yeah,
I
man.
pull up.
Trust me, my kids, I get them a lift, Nevaeh, from work sometimes.
Yeah.
And if she don't go out there and catch them, they're going to charge you.
He said, he said $40.
Yeah.
Right?
So if his ride is $40 home, he's just getting off work. He's getting ready to lose $40 when that dude pulls out of there.
Let's recap everything. All right. So I pull up. I see you sitting there. And then all of a sudden I'm pulling up. You're hiding behind the pillars of a closed business. How's that look, dude?
I didn't see him hide behind the pillars, but
No, I didn't either. First off, you're a police officer. You're calling someone dude.
And there's a lot of light.
Nothing pissed me off more than that. If, you know, I'm a supervisor, I'm a sergeant, and I hear another deputy calling somebody else dude, a citizen, even a criminal. I mean, there's times where you have to obviously pick it up and kind of speak their speak.
But I mean, like I've said this before, my Uncle Claude was a police officer, and my Uncle Claude said I showed him with respect until they started disrespecting, and then if I needed to be a certain way, then we would go that certain way. But I treated somebody like how I would want them to treat my mother.
Yeah. Dude.
I just got up.
Dude, but just look from it's a closed business.
Right.
I pull up, you're hiding behind the pillars. It looks strange. Does that look weird? Does that sound weird to you?
You say
and then listen, and then I tell you you're detained.
Yeah.
And you're telling me you're
For
gonna
what?
leave.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I understand.
Then you were resisting.
I understand. Kids being polite.
Okay. I apologize. You say hiding. I just got up to put my hoodie on. That's all I did.
Do you really work here?
I swear to God, I work here. But what time is it? Can you tell me what time it is? Just tell me.
Makes a big difference what time it is. Absolutely. You're looking, I think it's
What time is
about 10:08. Probably just got to work at 10.
Probably closed at 10.
I get it.
What's your name?
Look up what time CVS closes. It's 10 o'clock.
You got your ID
The kid's
on?
making more
I didn't do
sense than the
anything
cop
wrong,
is.
sir.
I got off work and my manager just left. His name is Mike.
This bullcrap, woman.
I'm your ride. This is my ride. Just 1 second.
So he's yelling over to the Lyft driver.
1 second.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, because he's yelling over the Lyft to give him a ride because he ain't done nothing. And he's in handcuffs and he's being detained. He's like, hold on, bro. He's still thinking he's going to go home because the cop's going to realize he just got off work and he was just sitting out there waiting and he's going to let him go.
Just give me a second. He thinks he's going to go to a different ride, unfortunately, in this situation.
No. I'll talk to him for a second. Hey, you're good to go. He doesn't need a ride anymore. I'm gonna give him one.
Oh, wow.
You're good to go. And I don't, this guy probably doesn't understand how this works, right? This Uber driver's driven over there.
The Lyft driver's probably not even from here.
The Lyft driver. Yeah. And the thing is, who's gonna pay for this ride?
Well, that kid's gonna pay for a ride.
Exactly.
He called a lift or something, I think.
Yeah, we're on the left. I searched.
Yeah, I got.
Oh,
I got
he
one
does.
for him.
I'm sorry.
So you're free to go.
I made an assumption. That fella.
Dude,
Not that fella.
this one was
God
strange.
forgive me.
So I'm passing by, I see someone singing, so I was like, I'll dip in and check who it is. As I'm pulling in, he hides behind the pole.
That's a lie.
So I'm like,
Well,
from what
we don't
we
know.
see,
We don't
from what
know
we
that.
see.
Yeah, we don't know.
Okay.
But we did not. We did not
He was
see
sitting
him
down
go
on
behind
the bench when we seen him. Maybe he was coming out and he was putting his hoodie on and he was behind the pole to sit by the bench. I mean,
and the thing is, a normal reaction if a car drives by, and I'm not saying that a patrol car, you hide behind the pole, but he's probably walking.
he has to
down
walk
the
behind
bench.
the pole to get to the
Exactly.
bench, and he was probably putting his hoodie on because he just
Exactly.
came out of there. This cop needs a.
it's fucking strange. So obviously I need to talk to this guy. His business is closed. Yeah. I go talk to him like, hey man. And he's like, am I being detained? I said, yes, you are. You're
That
being
didn't
detained.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember him saying
That didn't happen. That's a lie.
I asked him for ID. He said he doesn't have it.
He didn't
said
say
my
that
ride's here, I'm
either.
good.
He didn't.
What
say,
was that?
let me have your ID. He didn't say I didn't have it. He said, I'm leaving, sir.
Yeah, he basically.
But he didn't say
I said,
that.
no, you're not.
Yeah.
And then I said, and that's why he was like, getting up to leave. And I pulled my taser out, and Drago started barking. I think he got a little worried, so he fucking started to comply then. But, so he's going to jail for resisting.
Where the hell is his...
Yeah, of course he got worried. You freaking dog in the car.
No, first he got
taser.
worried. He just got off work stacking Reese cups, and he's sitting back there and getting people's photos that they printed off. And now you got a taser on his chest. Tell me you have a small wiener without telling me you have a small wiener.
Yeah, this guy got beat up in high school. There's
Yeah.
no doubt about it.
I
Now
mean,
he's got the cop badge.
This is what I'm talking about,
yeah.
though. So wait a minute, though. He just said I'm arresting him for resisting. Resisting is a secondary. You got to be arrested, then resist. Am I wrong?
Yeah, you got to have that. There's got to be that initial reason for the arrest before they can
Charge you.
resist.
How did he resist? He didn't grab him. He gave him his hands. He said, "Yes, sir."
Yeah, he complied fully. So
This dude's a
there's
punk,
there is
bro.
no resist here.
This is why people don't like police officers, bro. This is why people sometimes don't like.
I understand.
This is right here.
I
Dude's
understand.
Like, not everybody should be a police officer.
Trust me, I'm not defending this guy. There's absolutely no defense here.
Trust me, I've been in this similar situation many of times.
And I've been in this similar situation.
And actually, I
putting the cuffs
berated
on.
them with words.
But you know what? But you know what? A police officer has to understand that if somebody says no, then someday some days you just have to suck it up and you got to stay within the
kid wasn't
confines of
breaking
the
no
law.
laws.
Right, exactly.
I understand if he's seen.
Apparently he works
Yeah.
here, but, dude, he passed that point, and he's trying to jump in that and leave.
Yeah. Is that his shit that's on the bench up here, too?
Uh-huh, yeah. I do believe that he works here. I mean, he looks like he's in workers' clothing, but, I mean...
This cost him $40. Now you're taking him to jail.
Yeah. I do
I'd
believe
be
he worked
mad
there.
if this was Nevaeh or Jackson. I would be pissed.
I'm not playing.
Absolutely.
No, he's going to learn, fortunately, the hard
Especially Nevaeh.
way. So.
Well, Jackson, he's probably.
Jackson's our producer, so.
We love you, Jackson.
We can't. Dude, that was fucking strange because I've never seen someone like get up off the bench and hide. He left his shit there too.
He wasn't hiding. The kid was sitting right
He's
on the
sitting right there.
bench.
And he had his,
This dude's a liar. I'd love to see some of his police reports.
well, and the thing about it is, too, is this guy just didn't like how he was responding back to his
No, this
authority.
guy has an ego trip.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's half the problem.
Yeah.
There's like a tablet and stuff on the bench.
Yeah,
A
he was
tablet.
right behind the pole when I saw him pull in. I don't know. And then I asked him. He's like, "My ride's here. I'm gonna leave." I said, "No, you're not, dude." I said, "You're detained." And then he wouldn't fucking argue himself. So
Listen to him making
Yeah,
it
he's fine.
how he's trying to cover himself.
Well, the supervisors in this need to be asking more questions. Like, hey, all right, listen, let's talk
Like,
about
what did
this.
the kid do?
Yeah, I mean, where, how do we get to where we're at?
That's just okay.
all right, face the car for me, bud.
Poor kid. He's got off work, sitting out there.
Don't lean against the car so hard.
Don't lean against the car so hard.
Because he pays it all that gas he's running
Yeah.
when it's just
He don't
with
want
air
it.
condition on.
Yeah, come on, man. Get this guy.
Check your pockets.
This kid's a
You got anything
punk.
illegal on you that you shouldn't have? You are going to jail tonight.
Kid's
I
not
was
been
pretty clear with
disrespectful.
you and cool. You don't get to tell me that you're gonna leave, okay?
So basically, the cop didn't like how he responded
Right.
to him, and he
Yeah.
thinks that he's the boss of everything.
That's the bottom line right here. He didn't like how he responded when he made contact with him.
I told you. You asked me if you were detained. I said yes, dude. And then you
Dude.
decided
This
you
kid's
just wanna
probably.
leave
I'd like to know how
Dude.
long this
and do
guy's
whatever
been,
the
and
fuck you want.
A little information. I think he had been prior law enforcement agency, but he just came fairly recently to the.
you don't get to do whatever the
You didn't
f you
talk or-
want.
No.
he told him.
No? Okay. That's fine. This is a fake pocket.
He's looking for something.
A fake pocket?
He's just making it. He's trying to make money. Kid ain't doing nothing but work.
Yep. You want to what side you want them on?
This kid has been
Take a seat.
classic about
What's
this.
that?
He's being not nicer than I would be right now.
Well, the interesting thing is probably somebody has told him, just keep your mouth
He
shut, do
knows
what
the
you're
law.
supposed to be
Or
doing, right?
He's raised
You
probably
know.
by good people. Or you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like somebody
you're excellent
that
people.
because
Probably they told him, said, listen, just
the
do what they
beginning-
tell you to do. You're not going to win it. especially with this guy.
From the beginning, he said, sir, he never was disrespectful. He let him know what was going on. He's being a lot nicer than I would be right now, the person I am, if they started doing me like that. I don't know if I could be that nice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because he knows he's not going to win on this one
Well,
right then.
Well, I'm
But
just saying,
he's probably
these charges are going to get dropped because
yeah.
there's no charge. You can't just arrest somebody for something because you didn't like the way they answered you. That's not the law, bro. Give me another clang.
You don't want to have no questions for me? Do you understand why you're getting arrested?
He's really frustrated because he's not mouthing back. The officer is.
The cop is very confrontational and very argumentative.
Yeah.
Just sitting there, I got.
Do you understand why you're getting arrested?
My lift came.
I'll pull this back so you don't get too hot.
No. Put my hoodie back on.
Nope. I don't want you to overheat back here, dude.
Yeah, you're so worried about it.
So you don't want me to explain to you? You're good? I want to explain to you.
He wants to argue.
Yeah, he wants to have that verbal judo.
Yeah, he wants to have him.
Yeah.
What'd you call that? Verbal judo?
Verbal judo conversation.
Oh, verbal judo. I like that.
Verbal judo in law enforcement capacity is usually used to your advantage, where you're talking,
you're down,
bringing things down.
De-escalating.
This guy here is trying to get this guy riled up.
This guy here don't need to be a cop.
A little bit.
No, absolutely not. He needs to go find some other job somewhere where he can dig a ditch.
He's almost a con.
You're hiding behind the pole.
Yeah.
So I get out with
Violate people's civil rights.
Hey, let me
I
tell you a
asked
little
you to identify
something.
yourself.
He would last about 10 minutes in the con world, and he come in there, buddy.
Yeah.
And gate slam.
Yeah.
He be having Kool-Aid, have his shirt tied up, Kool-Aid on his lips, shirt tied up, looking cute, boy.
Then you ask me
Okay.
to detain, I tell you are detained. Okay? Because Lord and Prowling, I can investigate that. Although I'm not going to charge you with that, nor I'm going to go further in that.
You
asking
can't.
to identify yourself. If you fail to do that, I'm going to charge you with resisting, okay?
Resisting.
Okay, Tim, listen, I'm no
This
lawyer.
case is dumped.
I know Dave R. Swashbuckler. Can he charge him with resisting?
No.
You know why?
He
'Cause he didn't
cannot
do nothing.
legally charge him with
Yeah,
resisting.
he hasn't been
hasn't done anything.
arrested to resist anything.
No. Because he wanted to go jump in his Uber. Yeah, that doesn't
He wanted to go
qualify.
home after he's been working.
Yeah.
And this guy didn't like how he answered him. He pulls a taser out. He thinks he's tough. See, dudes like that, you just want to. Ooh, he was really doing some illegal activity, wasn't he? Look, these cops know.
I did do my citation.
All three of these guys know this guy.
Yeah,
Is in part of the small weenie club.
Yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. Ends up taking him in.
What happens to him though? I mean, he just takes him to jail.
Yeah, it takes him to jail, and read through it. This officer was unemployed. Probably.
What town is this? Where are we at? Is this Florida? Where are we at?
Yeah, this is in.
Of course, it's in Florida.
Yeah, this is in Florida, up by Daytona. This is the Edgewater, Florida.
Good job, Edgewater.
Yeah, Edgewater,
getting rid
Florida.
of that guy.
Yeah, he's no longer working at that agency. Probably going to be looking at some potential charges on him.
He should.
You can't violate people's civil rights.
That kid probably had a good family, and they followed up on it.
Well, a little bit of background. This kid's either his grandfather or his father was former law enforcement. So as soon
that's
as
how he knew the law,
and they
that's
basically
how he knew how to act.
And they basically came out and said they arrested my kid because he was wearing a hoodie, and it was tightened up, and he didn't really want to,
Don't drive down my
partake.
street when Jackson's coming home from it'd be 186, and he's got all black on and a black hoodie. Think he lives in Detroit, Michigan.
That's probable cause.
Take that boy to jail, Jackson.
But hey, listen, I think we can all agree that law enforcement officers got a very difficult job. But guys like this out on the street do not belong there. It's not a job for them. It definitely needs
takes
to be
a special
addressed.
person, bro.
Yeah, and listen, man. This
Guy's a
this
jerk,
kid
bro.
worked all day, probably whatever.
The kid did
10
nothing
o'clock
wrong.
at night. It's crazy.
Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of kids out there doing wrong with hoodies on, running around
Yeah.
that crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, this particular thing, this guy does not need to be a police officer. Now, let's just say this kid had a little bit of mental problems. Okay?
Yeah.
And then he did this. A guy like that would end up shooting him over nothing.
Yeah,
Let's say he escalated like, hey, man, don't touch me. And even though he was off work and he got mad and he didn't know how to act, his dad or whoever didn't treat him right, then that's the kind of cop that does unjustifiable shooting.
Yeah, I agree.
I like to whoop that dude. If he's watching this, you come down, and we'll get into the ring.
Hey.
And I'm not, never mind. Will, in a ring only. I'm not threatening him.
No, we can't do that. We can't
as a
do that.
sport. Yeah. Or we can bowl. I'll challenge you to a game of bowling.
Bowling.
Pickleball? What's he want to do?
Yeah. Hey, you never know. Hey, but if you did lose your job because of this, figure it out, buddy. Figure out what you need to do in life to get things back rearranged. And, hopefully this won't end your career, but
I hope it does. I'm
may.
sorry.
Well,
go to barber college.
Yeah, that's true.
There's always barber school.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, there's plenty of other jobs.
You don't need to be a police officer.
That have these golden arches. You can probably work there. You never know.
I'm just saying, treat people right, bro.
No. Hey, listen. Anything else to add on this one?
Nah, man. I feel bad for that kid, but he probably, if that dude lost his job, charges got dropped. Good kid. Hope he got a promotion. Maybe the kid should be a cop. He knew how to de-escalate. Maybe he'll follow his grandfather.
Black eye on law enforcement right here.
That was not a good one. One for the cons. One for the cons.
All right, the cop and the
con.
All right, we're out. We're going to get another one. We'll see you guys on our next breakdown.
Don't just like and subscribe and watch. Come take a ride with us.
All the way through.
Cop and the con.